Hello and welcome to Fairway Media's coverage of the 2021 Ravens Run held at Lucky Mud. We want to thank our sponsors for the coverage we're going to watch today, and if you would like to sponsor the next video, please email down below. My name is Cory. I'm with Kirby. We are going to be commentating today's round. Why don't you introduce our players?
Thanks, Cory. So yeah, today we're going to have a really great card stacked for you here. First off, we have Nick Shuler, then Daniel Glass, Kyle Schaar, and Kenny Clark himself.
That is going to definitely be fun to watch. Looks like we're starting off here. Hole 2, par 3, 293 feet. It's a pretty straightforward hole. I think pretty much everyone's going to be attacking it. There's options for backhand, forehand. I'm definitely excited to see how they play it.
Yeah, this one's really tight with a little downhill there. There's only 2 birdies in round 1, so excited to see how these guys attack it.
That's 2.5.
Okay, here we go.
Hot on the outside.
MPO,
Icy in the middle.
Okay, have a good
first on the D-pad, representing the High Tide Players, Kenny Clark.
Quiet hard, let's go!
We've got an excited gallery here with us today.
Yeah, Kenny's a bit of a local legend himself.
Absolutely. Pretty well known for his forehand.
A little wide, but he's probably going to have a look from down there.
Yeah, and he's well known for his forehand, so I'd expect to see that on a lot of his shots.
Looks you gotta do it, right?
Ravens Run champion, Nicholas Schuler.
It's good to see the energy from the crowd.
Yeah, Schuler's another guy. He's uber popular in the area. You love watching him play. He's a lot of energy, really exciting person.
Absolutely, one of the best people you might have a chance to play with as well.
Good looking shot right there. He snuck right up there.
Absolutely.
Third on the card, Kyle Schaar.
The love of Giselle!
All right, Kyle Schaar. Look like he's going to line up the first backhand of the group. That looks nice. Going a little long.
Yeah, that's fine. Last on the card,
Yeah.
Daniel Glass.
DG up in here.
DG, are you with me?
Thanks, dude.
All right, rounding out the card for this round, we have Dan Glass, also opting for a sidearm. A little high on that one.
Yeah.
That first nerve.
Looks like he still found a way to sneak on through there. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of players go long on this hole with the downhill there. As long as you get through the low ceiling, getting down to the pin really isn't that difficult.
Absolutely, and it does gradually just continue downhill from the tee. So, as you said, it is not hard to find your way down there. A nice touch shot up is going to leave him parked, absolutely.
It's like a nice run from Kyle, rolling down that hill. That's another thing about this hole is you got to watch out for that basket. It's on that mound there. If you run a putt too hard or too long, chance of you rolling away is right there.
You can see that did roll a little bit as well. Thankfully, caught a bit of a fern. Kenny going to tap in and get out of everybody's way.
Good hit from Daniel.
Keeps it clean, converts for par. We got Mr. Schuler lining up now. Oof, little low, little low. Kyle up next.
It's a good hit. Real strong looking putt.
Yep, very confident. Nick with that unfortunate bogey. It's going to move us on to hole 3. Another par 3, pretty similar distance, looking at 296 feet. We're going to follow the drone here and see that you do have a pretty shaped fairway. It's a pretty forgiving tunnel off of the tee, but you do have some trees to navigate as you make your way up to the pin just shy of 300 feet.
Yeah, what's fun about the last 2 holes, or the hole before that one and this one, is that the last hole is downhill and this one's uphill, so you kind of have that elevation change, which is really kind of what the course is known for.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a very, very beautiful course. If you're ever in the area and have the chance, check it out. It is well worth your time. Kenny opts for a bit of a backhand flex shot here.
Right there.
Yeah, you don't see him throwing the backhand too often, but he can definitely pump it. He's got the distance.
Yeah, you know, having got the chance to watch him evolve as a player over the last handful of years, his backhand is really coming into its own. Kyle gets through most of the fairway there. I think it's going to be pretty much a no harm, no foul situation. Looks like Dan gets a little bit of a slip out of the release there, kind of low.
And Nick Schuler's looking like he's looking for that flip and didn't quite get it all the way.
Yeah, it seemed to just carry a little bit longer left and a little bit straighter than he had hoped for. And here we have Dan after getting the nose down a little bit. Gets it right up over the crest of that hill.
Do it.
Good looking putt. Kind of surprised to see Kyle get pin high there.
That's not where I thought it would have landed either from the first look at it. Almost converts, and Dan also almost converts a little bit high. Straight on line, just catches the top of the tray.
Ooh, Shuler with that step putt. Looking really strong.
Yeah, he is lethal with that when he's on, and that was a great line, just a little bit high, and the speed kind of carried it off the rim there. Able to convert, though. Gets his par. Just going to move along.
So we see Kenny's drive right there behind the basket. Really awesome flex shot to get up there.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful shot. Played the angle nice, the speed control, and he's rewarded with a great little tap-in birdie.
And fun fact, that's the only birdie on this hole for round one.
Way to go, Kenny. KC on the mound. All right. Why don't you tell us about hole 4, Kirby?
So hole 4 has a Mando to the left side, kind of protecting hole 3's fairway right there. It's another downhill tunnel, kind of similar to hole 1, except you want to play the hyzer more than you want to play the straight shot. See the basket around and down here. One of the things you got to watch out for is as you're approaching with your putts, you will get a roll away.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that more than once more again on the course. As you said earlier, there's quite a bit of elevation change, which is one of the things that makes this course so fun to play. And as you saw, there's almost like a couple tiers of elevation that you have to make it down. So the angle and speed control on this shot is very crucial.
Good looking shot from Kenny, just a bit short and left, but he should be able to take a run at it.
Yeah, and knowing his confidence on the putting green, that's something he will likely be doing. Kyle looking to follow in a pretty similar suit. Looks about pin high just left. That's going to leave him an opportunity for sure.
Yeah, he got down there. That's awesome.
Shuler with the patented form. If you've ever seen him play once, you'll recognize that from across the world. Gets a little unfortunate on that tree kick. Dan with a nice looking shot out of the hand, just stays a little low and catches some of those ferns that are all over the course, and they're absolutely beautiful, by the way.
They are. This course was so amazing to play. You know, one of the tricky things about this hole is you're not really sure if you want to throw a mid-range or a fairway driver at it. At 384, it's kind of that in-betweener range for most MPO players, and it being downhill kind of allows for you to kind of pick and choose what you want to do there.
Absolutely, and that was a great shot from Nick there. Puts it basically touching the pin. He's going to have no problem there.
Nice floater from Kenny. He's going to have a no problem par.
Yeah, that was a great display of touch. He has such control over the spin of a putter. It's honestly a phenomenal thing to watch. Kyle gets it up in there. He's going to also have a pretty darn easy look at par. Good effort. Stays just a little bit left side for Dan. Kenny gets it in, ready to move on to the next hole.
Daniel taking his bogey. Just going to move on and try to forget about that. On to the next one.
Absolutely, and that is going to bring us here to hole 5, another par 3, 368 feet. pretty straightforward. It does play uphill quite a bit, and you can see the basket being pretty close to that tree. There's really only one that you have to contest with in the middle of the fairway, but it is going to play a bit longer than 368 when climbing that elevation.
One of the things you don't see from the tee here is on the right by the tree there is actually a pond. So if you're going to play the hyzer, if you get hooked up in that tree, most likely you're going to be out of bounds there looking at bogey.
That is absolutely correct, and it's actually a fairly sizable pond as well.
I think pond is right. The water right. Water right.
It's the players talking about that pond right now.
Kenny looks like he's setting up something kind of unconventional here. Yeah, here it comes. Forehand roller.
You know, yeah, I would agree with you. That is unconventional for nearly everybody, but with Kenny's speed and control over a forehand, he puts that thing down in some of the most amazing places, honestly. So kudos to him to just sticking to it, you know?
Yeah.
Because that is not the common play.
No. Kyle Schaar's got a big arm. He just kind of lets it tail off a little left. One of the big mistakes you'll see here is people putting it too close to that tree and then not being able to attack the pin.
I agree with that, yeah, and it looked like his had a little bit of a nose-up angle as well, potentially because he's trying to, you know, match the angle of the slope as he throws it uphill. It just didn't quite translate. Dan keeping it nice and low, straight line. Seems to be a little turned, but I mean, it made it well up into a spot where he can have no problem getting a par. As you can see there, he taps it up and in.
Yeah, Dan's playing this hole stress-free.
It's a smart thing to do.
Shuler with a nice little forehand. Kyle, he pushed that back tree a little much, and it looks like he went for a gap in between everything.
Yeah, he got a little tricky with it. You love to see it. There's no Mandos or anything that he had to navigate there, so he made the best of his situation.
Jeez. Let's talk about Kenny's 340-foot forehand roller uphill through thick grass, right? Like, what's that about?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It may be hard to tell on film, but the grass there is thick and spongy, and that thing probably would have went 700 feet on flat ground with the amount of speed he needed to get it up that hill. So kudos again for the play from Kenny there. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, what's that like? You know, geez.
I don't think we'll ever know. That's a one-of-one Kenny Clark special there.
Yes, Kenny Clark special.
That will get him the par.
It's just odd, dude. I had like a 50-foot look with a roller.
There's a look back at the pond, back towards the house.
Shout out.
Hype man himself, the world's best hype man. Now this here, arguably the most beautiful tee surface in the entire course. Hole 6, par 3, 362 feet. As you can see, it goes over the entrance road into a secondary fairway that basically turns a bit left once you get there, but it's one of the more epic shots you're going to get off this course.
Yeah, this shot is super fun to play. There's 4 birdies on the day, which is really impressive because if you're a little short, there's OB right there. If you're a little long, you're in the trees and in trouble. So it's a very specific distance of hyzer you need to get in there.
Kenny does that absolutely well. That's going to be in prime landing zone. But like you said, it is a very specific spot you have to try to hit. You are dodging a bit of OB that kind of widens as it follows the fairway to the pin, and it's not too hard to overshoot it. Even at 360 feet, most players in MPO have that on straight, flat ground, and this does carry a bit downhill. Got Dan lining up. As you can see, all the players opting for a backhand, as it does pretty well just play as a very natural hyzer. That looks to be carrying a bit long. And hope for the best. It looked to have got through a lot.
Yeah, it looks like he really kicked through almost all the way. He's probably going to have a look back there.
It can get quite a bit dangerous if you get past into that tree line a bit too much, but as we were able to see, it did seem to track through most of that. Kyle's a bit high. It's going to be hard to know where that landed. That could be in danger of finding its way into Narnia.
Yeah, Daniel pitching from down there. This is going to be fun. If he's got a window, he's got to look at the basket, you know. There's ways to get it.
Looks like it got through pretty well. Kyle lining up here. Just a little low. Good speed. He'll come back from that. Kyle is a great golfer. What a
Nice birdie from Kenny Clark.
I took a step, my whole right foot.
Yeah, he landed in, like I said, that's about as good as you could get it if you didn't want to drop it in the basket. You can't ask for much more on that. That was a great shot from Kenny.
Good three.
Looks like we missed Nick Schuler's approach there. It seems like he might have went OB, that he's taking the bogey on the hole.
Which is very possible. We see a bogey from Kyle as well.
Yep. I mean, that's what's going to happen if you're you land in the OB there. It's tough to salvage par. The OB shot is not kind to you.
That is a fact. And this is bringing us to hole 7. Why don't you tell us about it, Kirby?
Oh, awesome. This is one of my favorite holes on the course. Probably the most iconic hole on the course. It's a par 4. Basket's hanging once you get down there. Downhill hyzer. There's OB short, just the path that you see there by the tree. Got to watch out for that valley.
Keep going. Keep flipping. That's fine. Let's through that.
And Kenny put himself in prime range. That's awesome. If you can pass that little river there, you're in great shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that's putting you, like you said, beyond that little bit of a river, once you're looking up that slope, it's a pretty easy shot to navigate up towards the swing set. But as you said, one of the more iconic, if not the most iconic. Dan gets a nice little bit of play off that path and gets up in front of it. I feel like this hole plays into Schuler's specialties. He is one of the best players with a hyzer flip. Just a bit low on that. That's unfortunate.
Oh, I do the same thing.
Sticky grass.
Yes.
Kyle coming out a little low, but getting the benefit of not going far enough to get into the valley there.
And let's remind everybody, that's the grass that Kenny threw a forehand roller through. And it stopped these things like Velcro. So you can see now Schuler is lining up what looks to be a thumber. Getting some overhand work to get up towards the basket. That looked to be played very well.
Nice bounce right up to the basket. Good idea there.
Come on, dude. Seriously?
And his forehand kind of getting a little sawed off.
Thankfully, with it being a par 4, it's not going to affect him too much, I don't think.
Yeah, buddy.
Kenny gives a nice bid.
Nice run from Daniel.
Yeah. Gave it a good go, for sure. Schuler lining up here.
So this tree fell actually pretty recently, or I guess right before the tournament happened. So they kind of adjusted, and you can see that hole where the basket used to be. They hung the basket from the tree, and I think it's such an amazing change. It's such a fun hole to play. It's so pretty.
Absolutely, and it's like you said, it's so pretty. It's done tastefully. It doesn't seem like a carnival act to see the basket hanging. It honestly feels like it should be that way. It feels very natural, and yeah, way to go with the change in nature. The vibes Kenny bring are immaculate.
Yeah, he's loose and he's playing like it.
On to hole 8. This is a par 3, 381 feet, excuse me. Basically straightforward. Most players have the option to do either backhand or forehand, whatever they feel is going to carry that distance. And I was going to say, I imagine Kenny's going to opt for the forehand, as he is known for that, not only in distance, but just accuracy. His overall control of the forehand is quite impressive.
You can see to the right there, there's an old busted truck. A lot of this course has kind of features like that throughout the course, which just kind of adds to how beautiful and majestic the course actually is.
Absolutely. It is a one-of-a-kind place, and I can't recommend it enough. If you get a chance, check out Lucky Mud. It is worth your time and then some. Kyle lining up, gets this up and over. He has a lot of arm speed.
Yeah, I mean, he's used to playing from Delphi down in Olympia, so he's used to those long bombs. Schuler, straight forehand. Hooking up just at the right time. I think he went long. Hi, Lowell.
That was just a well-directed shot. Love to see it.
Good.
Lowell. Isn't it?
Shout out to Lowell. Oh my goodness. After that laser beam of a forehand, Shuler had a good look at it. Just unfortunately a bit off. Dan goes a little wide as well. We have Kenny lining up. Boom.
What a hit from Kenny. Awesome birdie.
Nice putt, sir.
He
It was one of
is
only 4 birdies on the day.
Yeah, at this point, as you can see, he has distanced himself from the card pretty steadily throughout the beginning part of this video. And again, as you said, he's playing loose, and you can see it. You can feel it. Good putt from Dan. Gets the par. Cleans it up. Kyle to follow suit.
Get out of your tent early more.
And hole 9. Here we are, par 3, 267 feet. One of the more interesting greens to look at. As you can see, there's quite a bit behind the basket that create a bit a backstop, but if you go too far, it can be trouble.
It's going to be one of the straighter, simpler shots of the day. So one, I feel like most of the field, if not the entire field, is trying to absolutely capitalize on.
I would agree there, especially going through the stretch of a few holes back. As you can see, a lot of the competitors are going to be fighting for those birdies, and they're going to have to try to get the ones that are right in front of them. Kenny loves it, as he should. Yep. That seemed to be a great shot.
Yeah, and this is a hole where you can play this forehand or backhand any way you want.
There you go.
Kyle lines up the backhand.
It is. Oh, yeah. Get in.
This is looking great.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot from Kyle. But as you said, yeah, once you hit that initial gap, it's wide open. It's pretty straightforward. It's something that, as you said, most everybody's going to be trying to attack. That seemed to leak a bit left, but that still will leave him an opportunity. In fact, it seems to be a pretty awesome framed up putt. Would love to see this one get converted.
Oh, you know he wants that back. You know he wants that one back. As a disc golfer, those are the kind of putts you dream about.
Absolutely, and having the chance that I've had to play with him as many times as I had, that would dang near be a gimme in most situations. So as you said, I know he wants that one back. He's going to look to make good here, convert on the par.
You can see even at 10, 15 feet, he's not in a comfortable position. This basket's hard to access.
It does have pretty much just the front opening that is uncontested if you're putting at it, and as you said, there's a lot that you can you have to fight through if you get even just 15, 20 feet.
Want to see my dark side?
Oh, Kenny. All right, why don't you tell us about hole 10?
Hole 10, par 4, 570 feet. It's going to be slight downhill. There's OB to the right. It's going to go to the left and through this little tunnel here.
Now we go into the ceiling. Yeah, this is a very interesting hole, honestly. As you can see, it's wide open. There's a lot of distance to cover, but what really comes into play is making sure your second shot has a good approach through that low ceiling to where the basket is. This is a wonderful use of the property and one of the more fun holes to play, in my opinion. You can see Kenny just kind of opening up, throwing a forehand for what I can assume is positioning, because he did not look to go full power on it. He did get a great amount of distance, and you can see Kyle really putting a move on this one, hoping to get up to that corner.
Looks like Daniel's setting up to bite off about as much distance as he can here. And coming out a little low. This has been a consistent thing with him today. He really needs to clean that up on the back half.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see because Dan is another person that I've had the chance to play with many times, and when he's throwing well, he has all the power in the world and then some to take on a course like this. There's Shuler just really laying into that hyzer, letting it stand up a bit and ride. That was a great shot.
Looks like Dan's going to a sexy Firebird, and he's just going to try to bend that corner and probably get a little skip action.
It was definitely low enough to get the ground play if it was possible. It was hard to see just because of the lighting there, but that was about as good as it can get to try to navigate underneath of all of that. Kenny opting for something similar, but what looked like maybe a putter. Gets a little bit
skip action there.
He did. It had a nice ramp, and it slowed down pretty well upon impact, so it didn't go too far out of play.
Look how far up there Kenny got, or Nick Shuler got. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was an absolute smash. Now, if that curled around, that was a great way to attack it, to get up the hill and around the corner. Thankfully, it grabbed a little bit of fern. It's going to leave Dan a chance to clean up there with as little work as possible. It was a nice step out from Kyle, just a little bit outside.
Surprised to see Kenny this far away still. I thought his approach got way up there. But if you're Kenny Clark, apparently it doesn't matter.
I don't think he minded one bit. Great putt from Kenny. Like I said, such control over the spin. One of the best spin putters you're going to see anywhere, let alone just in our state. But love to see it. Great hit from Kenny, and he is cruising right now, 6 down through 10. Good
Shuler for birdie. Awesome.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Very nice from Kyle. Very confident. Very confident. Just off the top there for Dan. Thankfully, he doesn't roll too far away. He's going to tap it in and take an unfortunate bogey. That's going to move us to hole 11. Kirby, why don't you tell us about 11, please?
Hole 11, 246 feet. It's going to be slightly uphill and very left. So you're going to see most players going for the backhand hyzer and just try to get a little skip past that tree you see to the right.
Yeah, I feel as though it's almost designed for the skip play, just with the shape and the low ceiling. It's not a necessity, but I feel like a lot of players will try to use that skip. Kenny went to just go pretty much through everything and fortunately just kind of dropped straight down, didn't get a kick in either direction. That's going to be too hard to handle.
Shuler looked like he was trying to play the skip and just kind of got hung up a little bit there. Again, everything here is a little thick. It's hard to kind of get that skip or the roll like you really want to.
And you can see Kyle was most definitely going for the aggressive skip play. Did not seem to get the angle or speed that was necessary when it hit. But as you said, you know, the grass here can be a bit hungry when your disc decides to hit it. But that was a beautiful shot there. That's going to leave easy work.
Nice approach shot from Kyle.
That's not annoying.
Not at all.
You'd hear a drone flying in the background. You can see some of the players a little annoyed with that.
Yeah, they don't quite have the quiet drone technology, but that's okay because Shuler just bangs that putt regardless.
Unfazed. Completely unfazed.
This is why they are professionals, folks. Kenny going through the routine. Looking to put another one on the resume for the day. Slightly low. That was online, though. You can see that was nose to nose.
There you go, Dan. Good too, buddy.
Thank you.
Nice birdie from
Beautiful.
Dan.
Darn it.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Absolutely laced it.
hopefully that gets him on track.
Thank you for hanging out for round 1, part 1. Hopefully you check back for part 2. Thank you again to our sponsors, everybody watching the video. Let's get a highlight from today's players. Anything you'd like to say, Kirby?
Thank Thanks for joining me today, Cory. This was a lot of fun. Can't wait for the back half.
Looking forward to it. Hope to see y'all there.
See you later.